teamwork, leadership, and coaching.
Hi, I'm Lee Tillman, and I commend you for investing in what I consider to be an organization's most valued assets, your people and the service they provide to the internal and external customer. Many people today feel empty, dehumanized, and alienated because we seem to have gotten it backwards. We've learned to love techniques and use people. While techniques are good and important, they are failing to provide that much-needed inspiration. Bottom line is this: your people can only perform to the level at which they feel about themselves. So I'm in hopes that throughout this short video that you feel my passion for customer service, you see my sincerity, and enjoy the humor as when I was participating in a spoof for a departing CEO. Being a former leadership trainer at Southwest Airlines, Kurt Kelleher would often say, lead in good times as if bad times are around the corner. I add to that by saying this: lead in bad times as if good times are around the corner.
In less than 2 weeks, Southwest Airlines will begin service to and from Buffalo to a whole bunch of cities. And everything is right on schedule now for the October 8th launch.
As Eyewitness News reporter Brian Kale tells us tonight, that includes the new employees that Southwest is bringing aboard.
Enjoyment, encouragement, commitment, and acknowledgement.
Training day for Southwest Airlines' new Buffalo crew. And trainer Lee Tillman explains the company's employment philosophy. Hire for attitude, train for skills.
If you have a fun-loving attitude, if you can make a stressful situation into something not as stressful by use of humor, fun, and yet still get the job done, we take our job very seriously. We're not afraid. I was a pilot on a flight from Chicago to Baltimore. Or Baltimore to Chicago, and I don't really remember it being quite like that. Let me tell you how it really happened. I couldn't help but notice this guy wearing a fedora on his head, and he was sporting a trench coat. He seemed very suspicious to me as he was pulling his red wagon behind him. And in this red wagon, there was this huge aquarium. There was no cover, no top, no hose punch. Water was splashing everywhere. So I felt sorry for the guy. I said, okay, look, I tell you what, I would take the fish with me in the cockpit, this 4-foot-long aquarium, in the cockpit with me, and they would ride safely there. All of a sudden, this crying stopped. It just stopped. And he began to take on the posture of a curious animal. Huh? Then he started to play with me. He said, can I ride in the cockpit with you? Okay. Let me begin with this. Culture. Culture is the glue that holds an organization together. It's the overlapping of norms, values, philosophy, which create this fabric that we call our culture. And understand that you are actually the cultivators of this culture initiative that we're working on here at Dillon Hospital. Now, how many employers do you know of? How many employees do you know of that would actually go to a new hire, shake their head and say, thank you for choosing us? Few. Few. I'll tell all across the United States, few admit to doing that. So when they get that feeling of appreciation, of camaraderie, of being a part of a team, they immediately begin to feel good about themselves. And I tell you, the level of customer service can only be given to the level of what you feel about yourself. Our turnover rate, as far as people leaving our company, is about 5%. 5%. In the last 10 years, Southwest Airlines has been voted several times not only the most admired company in America, I mean, not just airlines, company as a whole. Also, it's been in the Fortune 500 as the most profitable airline in the world. Now, in this home, in this family abode in which you live, you have certain values that you live by. And hopefully, they're in alignment with the values you have here at Belton Hospital. See, if you don't live by the same value that you have at home and at work, then there's going to be a disconnect. You're going to go through this thing called burnout. Anybody know what burnout? Anybody knows, heard about it? Yeah, burnout can do some terrible things for you. You know, you get to the point to where you're working, you become a part of that percentage of the world that I just work just enough to keep from getting fired, and they pay me just enough to keep me from quitting. You go through burnout, you go through that. So the thing to be sure is that you're living in accordance to value in both places. Now, how can you act any different in one place or the other? It should be the same.
Do you think that the internal customer will work harder, be more loyal, if they feel valued? Do you also want to make the external customer feel valued, important, and essential? Absolutely, absolutely. And so, with the internal customer being the most important thing to us in company life, the product of service is only as good as the quality of an individual.
Your mission statement is a filter that all of your professional business decisions come from. Everything you do, everything you say should go through this filter is in alignment with our company mission. Number one.
When you find yourself not living in accordance with your mission statement, there comes a disconnect. You begin to feel stressors, uncomfortable.
He said to me, I asked you, what's your purpose? I said, well, I'm not really sure. All I know is to be a flight attendant and emergency evacuations and helping people out, giving them a good day. And so, what's your purpose? Man? You see, Lee, if you don't find purpose in your job, your energy and enthusiasm will be short-lived. It's when you evaporate. I said, wow. Thanks for the excitement, man. I walked away. But he said, wait a minute, Lee, let me tell you something else. I said, what is it, man? I'm not really. He says, don't forget this, that service is the rent you pay for taking up space on earth. My name is Lee Tillman. I thank you for your time and attention. I hope I made a difference. Make something happen. Make a difference. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, let's work toward making work home